Hi Aditya, how are you doing?
Hi Jay, I'm good.
Thank you for volunteering for the coaching demo, Aditya.
My pleasure.
So today we have around 30 minutes with us. What is that you would like to discover?
So, Jaya, I would like to discuss about uh, my uh, my courage and acceptance towards me avoiding people in social gathering.
Okay, so
Acceptance and courage.
acceptance and courage. Okay, so by end of this conversation, what is that you would like to see with yourself?
I would like to accept myself
Hmm.
uh, with who I am,
Okay.
and I would also like to have the courage to accept myself.
Okay, so I'm hearing you would like to have more courage to accept yourself.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when you say that, Aditya, what's coming in your way? What's going on?
I'll give you a small context of it.
Okay.
Like, I have a medical ailment. I had a kidney transplant, and my immunity system is, uh, I don't want to use weak, but it's quite sensitive.
Hmm.
And because of this, at times I have to avoid any social gathering or even meeting people. And I have a very strict dietary preference.
Okay.
And again, I'm also a person who has got his social buds. And out of temptation, I do tend to eat things which are not healthy or prescribed for me, and later on I get a migraine.
Okay.
So in order to control my dietary habits, I tend to avoid people.
Hmm. I understand.
Like now, slowly we are again opening up,
Hmm.
and sooner or later I have to again go and meet people,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it becomes quite awkward in explaining people that I don't want to meet, because if we'll meet, definitely we would be exchanging snacks, and I have a dietary preference, and then the conversation or the agenda of the meeting goes in another direction.
Hmm.
And at times people tend to say that, oh, you have our sympathy, it must be, whereas I don't want that sympathy or anything.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Nor I want to be very rude with the host in saying that I don't want to have anything without explaining myself.
Hmm. Okay. So Aditya, I'm already hearing a lot of acceptance, and
Hmm.
I'm wondering what more do you need from yourself? I'm already hearing I don't want to do this. I don't want to, I don't want sympathy. So I'm hearing a lot of acceptance already.
Mhm.
What else do you want?
uh, it's the judgment that comes,
Okay, who
because majority of the times people start to judge, oh, it must be so difficult for you, oh, and xyz things which I feel is personally derogatory for me.
okay. So it's people's judgment for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think that's in your control?
It's not in my control.
So is this something that you want to put your energy and time on?
I just want to live a life of freedom and expression, because what happens is at times people do make sarcastic comments also.
Hmm. I understand.
And that is where I really need to delay my response, my reaction between being vocal and being straight.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So essentially, what we are really talking about is how do you deal with such comments?
Exactly, because there are very insensitive remarks like, oh, when I see your face, it does not look like uh, you had a kidney organ transplant. Oh, we can bring an iPhone in a kidney. But the kind of sarcastic remarks. And I tend to control it, but somewhere I get disturbed with the conversation.
So, okay, what is coming for me right now, Aditya, is who are these people? Are they close people or who are these people? How
Uh,
important are they in your lives?
Basically, acquaintance with whom I might have a future collaboration or work, or any person who I have known.
Okay. So 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 if it is a future relationship or acquaintance, are you making a choice to work with these people? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, yes. So that is where, because one of the things which I learned in one of our previous session is that Aditya, you are the same person personally and professionally, and that is where I find the challenge. That personally, if given a choice, I would never like to associate myself. Professionally, I might entertain them. And that is where there is this tension, this recoil happening of acceptance and courage.
So, so Aditya, what is that you really want to accept? You want to accept sarcasm or you want to accept a healthy relationship? What's the choice you want to make?
I want to accept, okay, this is the way I am, and I need to have courage to say it to the people on their face that the way you are saying this, it's uncomfortable to me, and I would appreciate that you please be a bit thoughtful about it.
Okay. All right. Have you tried this anytime?
I have tried it once, but then at the same time, I also am practicing delaying my response and reaction. So that is where I'm also having this conflict that Aditya, if you're delaying your response time, how much are you delaying it?
Okay. So I'm hearing you're practicing to delay your response. At the same time, you would also like to be prompt enough to tell them that this is not something, not very appreciated. So do you think both the things can happen together?
I am working on that. That how can I set the context beforehand only without having to rethink or revisit my response or reaction.
Okay. Okay. And what have you tried so far for that?
Like with few of the people beforehand, I only tell them, okay, so let us get to know each other before we actually meet. It shouldn't be like we are meeting for the first time. It's better that we interact and get to know each other, and then we decide whether we actually want to meet or not.
Okay. And then what has been the response so far?
Response has been pretty good because I'm connecting more on a heart-to-heart level. There is more emotional bonding and connectedness.
Okay. Okay. So do you find yourself in a place of acceptance then?
I am working on it.
I mean, does it, by practicing that, does that give you that comfort, even a small drop of comfort that, yeah, this is what acceptance looks like?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. So it seems you know how to create acceptance for yourself. You are practicing some of the strategies and you have tested it to know that this will work for you.
Yes. Yes.
So then the conversation that we are having about creating more acceptance, what else do you want for acceptance?
The courage to continue on this path of acceptance.
Okay. And what do you need for that?
It's like a catch-22 situation. I need courage for acceptance, and for acceptance, I need courage. Like every time to connect with someone on an emotional level, being very vocal and vulnerable, it does take time and it requires a lot of courage.
Correct.
Like one of the things which I do when I meet with people is that, okay, I would like to know about you as a person without your professional credential.
Okay. And that helps you?
That helps me because that is where I connect genuinely with the people. I tell them that our credentials are given online, but as a person, because if we take this conversation ahead, if we take our transaction ahead, I would like to be in this contact sport with you. I'm looking at a long-term vision, and it would be better if we both appreciate our uniqueness, whatever we can share, minus our professional credential, because that can easily be seen on a visiting card, website, portfolio, bio, things like that. So that is working. But
But
the courage part, that really takes a lot of time.
okay. So Aditya, if you have to think about courage as a gold coin, and which is something that you would rarely use,
Mm.
right? It's a gold coin, you can't give it to anyone. You will select people.
Mm.
How would you go about it? Would you use it with everybody? Will you give it to everyone, or will you choose?
And that is the inner conflict I'm having. Where is the fine line between me being a giver versus me being a, I don't want to use the word taker, but me being the person who can give it to many people.
Which is great. So, what is your experience suggesting you, given that you have done those conversations with so many people and all kind of experiences have come your way? What would you choose to go forward with?
I'll just share one thing with you. Like, one of the things which I have, like, since you mentioned the analogy of a gold coin, what I have done is, with many of the people who come to me, I'm very clear, in order to ensure we contribute properly, it's better you block my calendar and you make the payment for the appointment.
Okay.
Because if you are planning to hire me as a professional, or if you are planning to host me also, it's better you block my calendar. If it would have been an offline conversation, it would be like, okay, Aditya, let me treat you for lunch. How about you block my calendar? And that is where many of the people just ghost me after that you are a money-minded person. And I'm like, that, don't you have a transaction agenda in the conversation when we are meeting?
Okay. So when you're talking about acceptance, are you talking about your clients, or you're talking about people you want to do business with?
It's me, clients, and the people with whom I want to do business with.
Okay. So what I'm understanding is the people you want to do business with, you like to connect more authentically, knowing them beyond their credentials and things like that. So and I just heard about the client space, right? I'm sure you're not sharing all the vulnerabilities with your clients, right? So if we have to just keep these two things separate, where is still the challenge for acceptance?
Can you repeat on the vulnerability part?
So what I'm understanding is that with the clients, you are not vulnerable, right? Like, you're not sharing your personal story.
They are aware about it, and they approached me through that only, that they are like, Aditya, we have heard a lot about you, that the kind of conversation which people have with you, the kind of discussion, brainstorming people have with you, that has really evolved them as a human being. And we would like to do the same.
Okay. Got it. So if you have to just step back from both the kinds of people whom you want to do business with, and the clients, what is still the challenge for acceptance?
People start to take pity on me.
Is it people start to take pity on you, or that's your interpretation?
The kind of phrases or the word people say, oh, it must be so difficult for you, given your medical condition, history, you are unable to enjoy life, things like that. And then guiding them, clarifying them really becomes, I won't say overwhelming, but that at times really upsets me.
Okay. So let's look at this. You as a coach know that nobody has power to make us feel in a certain way, right? And if somebody is saying, let's say, life must be difficult for you, you also have a choice to take it in a certain way. So would you like to reflect on as to how are you really taking it, and how can you change that?
I do journal in my thoughts every day about my learning and how would I respond in a different manner. Like, I do tell people that I'm thankful, I take it as a blessing, my condition, because it has made me more aware. It has made me more self-loving and compassion, not only to me, but also towards other people. So for me, it's a blessing.
Okay. So you take this as a blessing, correct? And how does that make you feel?
Comfortable.
Comfortable. So then the feeling of pity has no place here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you reflecting really here?
So acceptance is there. The courage is the courage to share my story without hogging on the spotlight. Like my intention of getting to know the other person is to know the other person as the real human being without their title. Is to support the other person to share their story about what makes them them, not the facade outside.
Right. Right. So then where's the place for pity here?
It's not there. It's just a thought. It's just a small noise in my head.
It's a noise. And you have, it seems you have already learned to deal with that voice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So next time when this voice shows up, what's your strategy to deal with it?
It's like to deal with it with compassion, courage to be patient, and to accept that, okay, it's going to happen. It is part and parcel of life. People are curious at times, and people, or the human being as nature, it's our default nature to be judgmental.
And also, can we also see that at times people don't know what to say in such situations, right?
Accepting other people's behavior, attitude, response, and accepting it the way they are.
Correct. So a lot of times when people listen to somebody's story, they may not be able to, they don't know what to say. So things like it must be very hard for you is just coming from their own compassion.
Agree.
Have you seen it like that ever?
Now I'm seeing it through this lens that that is their way of being compassionate.
Yeah. Or their way of being empathetic to you.
Yes, yes.
And that has nothing to do with bitterness. Okay. So where are you on self-acceptance then?
Full 10 on 10. 10 being the highest.
Okay. What has changed?
Perspective has changed.
Perspective has changed. Okay.
I took the courage of accepting the other person in the process of accepting myself.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, nobody comes to a conversation to deliberately hurt you or pity you, right? We believe in that, right? At least we believe that people do not hurt anybody deliberately. So,
agree.
Any statement like, I mean, if I'm hearing your story or you hear my story, I don't know what can I do. So then I offer a statement saying, hey, it must be very hard for you, which is part of my compassion. Okay, so what do you think is happening in this conversation with you?
It's actually, instead of me accepting myself, it's actually me accepting the people in general, whoever I might come across, as the way other people respond, react is the best way they know. And I need to have courage to accept people the way they are.
Interesting. And I also want to explore with you that with all the situations that you have gone through, right? Do you pity yourself?
I won't use the word pity. I would say at times I am self-critical, but I don't pity myself.
Ah, so you are critical to yourself, and
Hmm.
could that be a narrative which is running while meeting people?
Definitely, it's the background noise that
Hmm.
it goes around because of I have become more alert about my dietary preference, about the environment where I'm going, about the standards in which the ambience in which I'm interacting. So
Mhm.
somewhere it has made me a bit extra cautious, a bit critical in nature.
Oh, okay, okay. And recent last 2 years of, whatever is happening around us, how would you like to be a little more kind to yourself, Aditya? What are you learning in this environment?
I'm learning it's okay to be vocal and vulnerable. It's okay to share openly. And one of my daily mantra is transparency and vulnerability are my biggest blessing in life.
Okay, and where does your self-criticism sit here?
It's like, Aditya, be transparent with acknowledging that you are critical. Be vulnerable with the fact that it takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable. And you need to accept to be transparent in your communication, in how you communicate with other people.
So, Aditya, when you come with so much of authenticity and courage and vulnerability every day, I'm just wondering, where is this criticism coming from? And do you want to continue with that?
This criticism comes from the fact that at times the story in my head that goes on that you are inadequate just because
Ah,
you cannot fit in.
okay,
So a sense of inadequacy.
okay. And given this COVID scenario, do you really think you're inadequate? Have you seen something around?
So for me, COVID was an extension of my lifestyle only,
Hmm.
because previously uh, it was like I was maintaining social distancing previously also.
Hmm.
So COVID has really matured me as a person.
Hmm.
And also, I would say that COVID wasn't harsh on me because quarantine was something I had previously gone through.
Hmm.
So I did not miss out on anything.
Yeah,
It's just that when I meet people, at times I feel a sense of inadequateness because of the dietary preference or because of the things which other people do.
got it. However, do you notice that the whole world joined you in this?
Yes, yes.
Nobody stepping out, not eating outside, not sitting with friends, not roaming around. Do you see the whole world joining you in this?
Yes.
So who is inadequate here?
It's just a noise in my head.
Hmm. Okay. And how would you like to stay with this noise from today onwards? Because it seems that you are aware about this
Mhm.
and you're living with this by subconscious choice, maybe. Do you want to live with this voice?
Acceptance of this voice because it's a part of me, not denying it, accepting it. Okay. So
Hmm.
this background noise would always be there.
Hmm.
I need to accept it, and it's fine. It's fine. I can let it peacefully coexist with the other noises that
Hmm.
flashes throughout the day.
Okay. Coexistence. Beautiful word. Hmm. Okay. And do you see a benefit in taking those precautions, Aditya?
It helps me to ground myself and it humbles me at times. It
Ah,
helps me to keep myself grounded, I would say. It helps me to take care of my well-being a bit more.
Okay. So what I meant was by taking care of your dietary preferences and not doing all those things which are not recommended to you, do you see a benefit to yourself?
Yes, physical benefit is there,
Hmm.
as I feel a person who can control his tongue, be
Hmm.
it for the taste or be it for the words,
Hmm.
that person can do anything.
Interesting. So, well, so it's basically a person with a lot of courage, vulnerability, authenticity, opposite to a narrative which is not even true. What do you want
Yes,
to choose?
it's a story. I need to treat it like a story which goes on in my head.
Mm, mm. And it impacts you, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And how can you start, if you have to create a metaphor for this story, what can you pick? What object can you pick around yourself?
I would say these stories are like the waves in the ocean which come and go.
Ah, okay. And what gives it power?
It's the tides. Similarly, my mood is like a tide. When I'm upset, there is high tide.
Hmm.
When I'm low, there is low tide. So
Okay.
again, these are like a wave in the ocean which will come and go.
Okay. And what can you start doing, knowing what you have in control?
Is to just enjoy, smile, enjoy, and just be present in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we sit on a beach, be it in a moonlight or be it during sunrise or sunset, we just enjoy the scene, the calmness. So I would say let the things unfold as they are.
Mm. Okay. Hmm. So I was just curious, what are you really grateful for in your life, Aditya?
I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for having this conversation. I'm grateful for being alive, I would say that.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So next time the wave shows up, you're gonna
Mm,
just enjoy the scene, right?
yes, yes.
Mm. And not let it affect you.
Mm, just smile, let it pass through.
It's just a story. I mean, in today's environment, everybody is with you.
Mm,
There's nothing. Everybody's home. I mean, doing the same thing that you're doing. So how are you different?
mm.
Okay. So
Yes.
time to wrap up this conversation. Where are you on self-acceptance? What have you learned about yourself today?
I would say the idea is to accept the moment, to accept my thoughts, to accept the background chatter, noise that goes through, and to let that noise become a music to ears and just smile thinking about it. Rather than frowning, it's better to smile.
Hmm. Okay. So, so in coming few days, you're gonna try that, and I would love to know from you how did it go.
Sure. Definitely.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Aditya. I'll just stop
Thank
the
you.
recording. 1 second.